I am back. Awesome. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure what was wrong with with Instagram. I don't know what's going on, but I'm back. I'm back now. Welcome to Redbutton, and we're talking. Yay!
It is working. I don't know
Oh
what
my
happened.
goodness! I don't know myself. I don't know, but it's okay.
It
We're
happened.
here now. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Dini, for making our time to come and join us. Um, Mafu will join us soon. She had to upgrade her Instagram. I totally forgot. I didn't tell her how to make sure she upgrades her Instagram.
Yeah, I
Or
upgraded, but then
update,
it
yeah.
shut down.
Oh wow. Okay, so I know some days Instagram has a mind of its own. Okay. Thank you again, Dini. I'm so happy that you're able to join us today. It's Fashion Revolution Week, everybody, and we are talking how to make our industry more sustainable.
Very
Now, this
important.
is important to me, and that's exactly why I decided to do this. I mean, even though I haven't done a live in a very long time, and again, I'm really big on partnerships, and I feel like a lot of people are working in silos and not achieving a lot. While there are so many opportunities to work together to be able to increase the impact of our work, and that's what we're talking about today. Now, it's very important again that we have a view of the global industry, and how to plug into what is happening around the world. I mean, sustainability is the same everywhere, right? And that's why partnerships are important to me. And getting views from people from across the world is also very important to me. Um, yes. So, without much further ado, we'll just get right into it, and I'll let Dini introduce herself. But first of all, I met Dini in Moscow, yeah, at the 2019 creative, was it
Artwork, right?
artwork? Yeah, so creative industries forum. Yeah, we were actually exhibiting side by side at that event. So it was like a sustainability conference for the creative industry, and then we had about three, I think three, two or three fashion companies exhibiting. And myself and Dini's company was part of the three companies that were exhibiting. So it was a great time. And we also spoke at the same on the same panel on
Yes.
sustainable fashion, and it was so interesting to find Dini makes baby clothes, being also a sustainable fashion advocate, right? So I have a lot of people who are in the fashion industry doing different things: men's wear, ladies wear, children. But it looks like it's a lot more. I haven't seen really children's wear who, any children's wear brand. Um,
Are you still there?
Nigeria. Yes, I'm
Yes.
still here.
Me too.
I'm sorry. So my light went off. So in Nigeria, the light goes off at random, abruptly. Whenever it likes, it goes off. But I'm back now. We can continue. Right. So it's also interesting, and I would like your views on sustainability for children's wear as well. How do you go about that? We'll get into that, when we get into the main thing. So for now, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then we check whether Mafu is here, our other contributor, and then we'll let her in while you introduce yourself. So let's know what you do. Talk to us about your work and your book. We know you wrote a book. So talk to us
Yay.
about all of that amazing stuff that you're doing.
Yeah. So I'm thank you for
Yay.
hosting this. I think it's great. And as you said, sustainability is something that it concerns all of us. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria or in Belgium or in the US. There's one
Mm-hmm.
planet, and we're all on it. So
Exactly.
we have a joint vessel that we are
Mm-hmm.
inhabiting. So yeah, I think we all might have different challenges and different problems that we directly feel, but I think that's only if you only look at the surface, we have differences. But I think in majority, we have similarities and we have the same issues and we have the same
Mm-hmm.
questions. And what I do here will influence you, and what you do there will influence me in the long run. So I think in that respect, the theme of this year's Fashion Revolution is so perfect because it's about collaboration, as you say, and it's about exchange. And I think for us I started my company together with my business partner, Julia, almost 8 years ago. And before that, I was already working in adult sustainability wear. And I mean, a lot has changed over time. And like people are now really talking about it and things are moving along, which I think is great. But fashion for us was always a question, like we didn't per se want to make clothes and we didn't per se want to make fashion, but we saw a need that there was a need for sustainable children's wear and it wasn't on the market. So we decided to provide this because we thought it was very important. And when we really were brainstorming about what we thought was important for the brand, it was really transparency. I think transparency is key for everyone. You can only be accountable if you share what you're doing and if you're open and honest about it. And I think this is from the beginning has been something that we have been trying to practice. And besides that, we decided to set up our brand completely vegan and organic because I know how big the influence is if you create your materials in not fresh ways. Let's call it that. So that's what we did. But yeah, so when we talk about sustainability, it's really also an idea that we want to make a planet which is good and healthy to live on for the next generation. So we're addressing children and we're trying to talk to children about the importance of sustainability so that they already from a young age understand the impact of their actions, not just today, but in the long run. So yeah, that's how we viewed it. But
Okay, that I mean, I think that's for whoever is a sustainability advocate. It's not something that you learn in school per se. It's not something that you're forced to do. It's something that it's within yourself, right?
yeah.
And the way you interpret it is also different per activity. And I mean, it's also important that you have taken charge of what exactly the value is that you want to provide, and not because it's fancy or not because is marketable or and all of those stuff. Is because it's the right thing to do, and that's exactly why we're doing this. It's not exactly comfortable, it's not exactly more profitable, it's not also very easy. In fact, it's difficult. Right? But because it's the right thing to do, we just have to do it, right? And that's really what I love about it. It's it's something that you have to love. You have to love to do it to want to do it.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
And also you make mistakes along the line and you have to accept that you make mistakes and that you're human and that you learn from your practice. Like, as you said, we don't learn this in school, but you learn every day. And I think this is the exciting thing for me, that every day I learn new things by talking to people like we're talking now, or by talking to our suppliers, or by reading things, by doing my research, by getting feedback. So all these things, they really contribute to evolving practices over time, which I think is great. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for everybody who's on this sustainable journey, that with more knowledge, you improve your practice.
Yeah, exactly. You can be, I also let people know that you can be 100% sustainable, at a goal. You don't start immediately and say you're 100% sustainable. So it's a journey that you have to continue to improve on every day. Okay, thank you so much, Dini. I think Mafu is here, and I've sent Mafu a request. I'm not sure why she's not able to join. Mafu, confirm that you have updated your Instagram app. I'm not sure. I've sent you countless requests, and it's still not going through. It's telling me Mafu is unable to join. I'm not sure why that is. You can you try to log in with? Honestly, I'm not sure now. Let me see if I can send you a request on your Pepero. Okay, it's not letting me. Unfortunately, we are not able to get Mafu to join. But let me know, Mafu, once you're able to join, once you've updated your Instagram, please put a comment that you've updated, and I'll let you in. Okay, so let's go ahead. Talk to us about your understanding of sustainable fashion. How exactly is it reflected in your business? So by that, I mean in your production process, your design process, your marketing. And because a lot of people think that it just stops at fabrics, it stops at where you source your fabrics. Tell us about the whole production process, your design to manufacturing to marketing. How exactly are you fusing sustainability into your business?
So when we started and we decided one of our core values was that we wanted to be transparent, that this was very important in our practice. So from the minute we started looking for partnerships and for manufacturing partners that would think about these things in the same way that we did, and that had the same beliefs that we did. We already very soon realized that we truly believe in organic, and so we decided to aim to become GOTS certified. So we wanted to become part of the Global Organic Textile Standard, which is GOTS. But we also understood that this was way too expensive for us in the beginning. So the only thing we could do was try to buy fabrics that were GOTS certified. But the whole idea behind GOTS is that the farmer is growing the cotton, for instance, organically, and this is certified. But then everybody who touches the material after is also certified, that there is nowhere a moment where it could be contaminated, where it could be blended with wrong fibers, or it could be dyed with chemicals that are not planet friendly or environmentally friendly. And so it's very important that you keep this chain. And for us, it was very clear from the beginning that if we're going to demand this from everybody that supplies to us, we also have to comply.
Sorry.
It's not because we cannot touch the fabric in the end because it's already finished that we should not be checked. So this was a goal, but because it's very expensive and you have to pay for auditing and you have to pay for the certificate, we knew that this was like a long-term goal that we had. And we started working towards that. And we have been looking for manufacturing units that share the same beliefs that we do, that all of your workers need to be treated well, that they deserve weekends and reasonable work hours, and that we visited all of our factories and we have very close contact with them. And during this pandemic, we have been trying to be as supportive as we could. We have a few factories that we work with already for a couple of seasons in India, and we knew that they were very badly hit. So last year we did an extra campaign for them, and we reached out and we said, listen, what can we do? Because I think from the moment that you decide to become a sustainable company, you also have a very different relationship with your suppliers, with all the people that work with you. It's almost like your extended family, and you care about them and you want them to do well. And because we truly believe in transparency and open sourcing all our information, you can find on our website who we work with. Like, all of their names are there, both from the people that make our buttons, to the people that make our fabrics, that dye it, to the people that sew it. So we're really open about all this information. But also we're very open to them in terms of how can we make sure that you have enough business to stay afloat, so that you have enough businesses that believe what we believe, so that you're economically also sustainable, that you can fill your warehouse, and that you can have all your workers active during these times.
Well said.
So we were trying to do all of these things. And I think in terms of our communication, we really try to be as transparent as we can. So we push it. So it's on our website. Every garment you click on, you will see everything we do with it. We try to really compile as much data as we can to not just show what we do, but also show what we still need to improve. Because we're not perfect, and I know we're not.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the most important thing is that it's like I said earlier, it's a journey. I'm not sure if there's one person not a lot of people who are 100% sustainable. So as long as you are committed to that journey, we keep it moving and we keep improving along the line. So yes, thank you. We are talking Fashion Revolution. It's Fashion Revolution Week for people who are just joining, and then we're talking about creating partnerships for sustainable fashion. And this topic is important because sustainability is the same across board. It's the same in America. It's the same in China. It's the same in Malawi. It's the same thing everywhere. And one person or one brand cannot solve the problems of climate change, and one person cannot contribute alone to the sustainability agenda. And that's why we're talking about partnerships. And this year's theme for Fashion Revolution Week is actually rights, relationships, and revolution. And I've chosen relationships because last year we talked about the rights of people, people who are working in your fashion company, what exactly you need to be doing for them. And this year, I think this is important this year for me because a lot of people I see a lot of collaborations happening. And I believe that we can tend towards, you can tend more towards sustainability in that line. And that's exactly what we're talking about, creating these partnerships. Again, I see that there's more impact in working together than working in silos. So, for example, in in Africa, really, I mean, this is really prevalent here, where a lot of people want to do things by themselves. They want to be the champions. You know, they want to be the person that created the access road, and the same person that did the street lights, and the same person that did the walkway. You know, they want to be everything, right? But guess what? If you are just one person that creates the access road, you are a champion. And if you're also the person who picks on that access road and creates the sidewalk and put the street lights, you are also the champion of that road, right? So you're all reigning in your rights. And it's faster because a lot of people are, you know, doing different things and creating, you know, phenomenal value for that chain, right? Instead of one person just wanting to do everything. Yeah. And the same thing is applicable in fashion. You don't have to be the one dyeing the fabric because you want to be a sustainable fashion company. You want to be the person weaving. You want to be the person dyeing. You want to be the person creating the buttons. You want to be the person. I don't know how people around here just want to be champions for the sake of titles and for the sake of being champions. And that's exactly why we're having this conversation. You don't have to do everything. You can create more impact working together than,
I also
you know,
think
it
kind
to
of
do
is,
everything.
I think it's kind of also related to the history of fashion, where a lot of people that don't work in fashion, they look at the designer and they think it's like magic what he does, but they also kind of think that he cuts the clothes and he sews it. Like in the old times, you had
yes, exactly.
the
I know.
which, I mean, it's not how the world works today. Like you work in a
Exactly.
team, and every member of your team is equally important, because otherwise you don't have a garment in the end. So yeah, I think it's so true.
This is very important, and especially applicable here in Nigeria where I am, because I know that a lot of people, we don't have, you know, fashion companies that are really, really large, that have very large infrastructure like we have in China and Bangladesh and India and the rest of them. So we really have smaller fashion companies, and the consumers are always, or some consumers think or have this perception that the designer is meant to be the one cutting and sewing. You know, I've had people who are asking me, are you the one that made the dress? Are you the one that I want you to be the one to cut the skirts? And I'm wondering, madam, I can't be the one cutting. I'm not the one putting the buttons. I'm not the one sewing, right? Heck, I probably not even the one designing, right? All the time, you know. So it's important to continue to do this series, have this series, have these talks, continue to educate people, and, you know, let them know that it's not. This is not. It's quite funny because it happened last week, and the person is seriously asking me, I need you to be the one to cut the shirt. And I'm just wondering, you're not even ready. Are you sure you're ready to have this outfit? You know? So yeah, you know, away from that, we can do, fashion companies can work together to create more value. So for instance, you know, you can partner with another company who is, you know, the fabric producer or the fabric designer itself. You don't have to be the one designing the fabric. I mean, if you can, if you must, right? But if you have, you know, other things to do, why don't you get someone else to design the fabric? Why don't you get the design fabric from someone else? You know, why don't you leave the concepts to, you know, someone else? Why don't you get the buttons from someone else? Why don't you know? There's so many things you can do differently. You don't have to carry all that load on your head to be sustainable, right?
Plus,
So
I mean,
I'd like to know. Okay,
these people are specialists. Like, it's a craft to design a fabric well. So it's a specialty. So why should I do this if I can work with somebody who knows so much more about this than I do? And if I can have an exchange on this knowledge, why would I not jump on that decision? It's like having a great tailor to cut your patterns. Why would I want to do this if I have somebody great doing it?
I don't know how. I don't know when this will be very easy to understand, because it's really a problem, and it hinders growth. To be honest, it hinders growth. And I say this because the women who are weaving textiles in the rural areas, right, should be empowered, should be invested in, right, and they can churn out more than you. In, you know, you're thinking about design, you're thinking about electricity, you're thinking about buttons, you're thinking about, you know, your sewing machines, you're thinking about tailors, you're thinking about so many things, and you're still thinking about the crafting design, fabric, textile design, or managing the women who are in the rural areas weaving. You can't be the person doing all of that. There are already people who are doing all of that.
You empower them by giving them a voice and giving them a seat at the table and saying, your craft is essential to what we're doing, so give us your knowledge. And together we can get a much better product out. So yeah, no, I
Exactly.
absolutely agree with you.
But because they want to be the, how do I call it now? They want to take the glory for designing or producing the button, or designing or producing the fabric. You can also be a champion by using the fabric and telling the story of the fabric. You can be a champion by using the buttons and telling the story of the buttons, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the one that creates the coconut buttons that I use. So I use a lot of coconut buttons, right? But I'm not here, chiseling coconut buttons. But I'm also a champion because I'm empowering the women who are, in the rural areas, chiseling these buttons and telling them what shape I want. I'm also a champion because guess what? They're also learning, and I'm telling them how to do it right, how exactly should look. I'm a champion. I'm empowering them. I'm also a champion for even having that thoughts process to use these materials to make fashion, right? Ordinarily, without my work, they will not be working. They won't be chiseling buttons, right?
Yeah.
But because I'm doing this work, I'm thinking of ways to include them in my design process. I'm thinking of ways to get them more jobs to do. I'm also a champion. So that's really what I wanted to get out from my own end of creating partnerships. So let me know, how exactly does it work in Belgium? What ways have you partnered with other sustainable fashion brands to increase your impact?
Well, we have we do a lot with people that develop fabrics, and we came across a company which fits perfectly into this story. It's a company in India, and they figured out a way how to take calotropis, which is a weed that grows abundantly in India, but I understood it also really wildly grows in Kenya and in other parts of Africa. And they figured out a way of how they can make that into a textile. And they blended it with organic cotton, and it feels like a cashmere. It's super soft, it's airy, it's light, it's beautiful. But when they were making the fabric, they realized that they needed to convince people to grow this plant, and nobody wants it because it's a weed. It's going to take over your field, and there's no money to be made. Hey, there's three of us.
No
So cool.
way! No!
Nice.
Hi.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, guys.
Mafu,
I'm
what
trying
happened?
to. I don't know. I've been trying to join this live video,
Oh,
and I'm just
oh
grateful
my
that I've
goodness.
joined. Yeah.
Thank you, Mafu. I'm so
Hi.
excited.
I'm
Runway
so happy to be
sister.
here.
Okay, so sorry,
Okay.
Julie.
Go on. Sorry.
Don't
Go on.
worry. I'll just take 1 second to talk about just to introduce Mafu, and then she'll introduce herself, and then we'll continue. So Mafu is my runway sister.
Hi, Runway
So
Sisters.
that's because we've done quite a number of events together, fashion shows. I mean, I met Mafu in 2019, or 2018 at some
2018.
program. 2018, yeah, some program, the creative class program by the Assembly. Shout out to the Assembly, by the way. They're just such a good hookup. Yeah, so I met Mafu there, and since then we've been on so many other programs and opportunities together, and I mean we just stay winning together, right? And that's why
Yeah.
we're Runway Sisters. So Mafu also is a sustainability advocate. She's a champion doing amazing things in the industry. She was just last at the Arise Fashion Week, 2020, right? Or 2021?
Yeah.
No, 2020.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, 2022. Okay, so drum roll. Mafu is here. So
Yay.
introduce yourself. So introduce
Okay.
yourself. Talk to us about your brand, what you're
Okay.
about, and your fashion film. Yeah.
Okay. First, I'd like to say sorry for just joining. This is due to like some technical issues. So my name is
Mhm.
Omafume, but you can call me Mafu, creative director and founder of Pepero. Pepero is a new luxury sustainable fashion brand. We're based here in Lagos, Nigeria. Our brand's efforts uses sustainability. Everything we do, we consider sustainability. So in our production processes, in our design, and yeah, so I'm very happy to be here. Before without much ado, I know you were saying something. I'd just like to say that like my fashion film was about our Spring Summer 2021 collection, which is on masks. So we're exploring like the beauty of masks that people wear in a society, in dance, culture, film, theater. And then so we're looking at the beauty of these masks and the results of uncovering these masks to reveal realism, self-love, and just
Mhm.
being who we are. And then with the COVID-19 pandemic and all that happened in Nigeria during the End SARS movement and the solidarity shown by the Nigerian youths, I was just inspired by the love. So like the collection has a lot to do with love and solidarity and masks. A lot of sustainable processes were done in the collection, and we partnered with um, different sustainable um, part people in the
Mm-hmm.
field. So like this is like very valid what we're discussing here today. So please go on and then
Yay! Thank you, Mafo. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I'm so happy you made it.
So happy to.
Okay. So Dini, yeah, that's Mafu. Mafu is also a Nigerian, and we're doing amazing work here. And so we really just want to know, get a view of how it works in Europe and in other parts of the world, because, like I said, it's the same thing. So we're just sharing ideas on how we can increase our impact. So you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I was talking about this Indian brand, and they're a textile company. They figured out a way of making a plant-based kind of cashmere. But what I
Hmm.
really like about the reason why we partnered up with them, they're called Vegan Wool, is that they figured out a way of engaging farmers to use their leftover product, because it's a natural insecticide and herbicide, so it will really nourish all their crops. And so they figured out a way of using all their waste products to cultivate their normal plants, and in exchange they
Mm-hmm.
would build their fibers. And I think it's such
Wow.
a nice way that there's community building happening, and that people are really working together in their skill sets and reaching out to other people to see how they can advance and make their ideas larger. And last year they converted 4,000 acres of land into
Ooh.
natural farming land with this natural product that they made. And their aim this year is to have
Wow.
100,000 acres. So, I mean, it's India, it's expanding really fast, but I think the technique in itself is so nice. So we immediately, when we heard the story, it's so
Hmm.
compelling. We wanted to join, and we said, we're going to take this fabric, we're going to bring it to Europe, and we're going to see if we can make people enthusiastic, and we're going to use it. I mean, we love it, we
Hmm.
tested it, we totally understand it. We're going to use it for us, but we're also immediately going to make it available for other people. So
Hmm.
we're just gonna make advertising because
Yes.
we think it's cool. I think this is what it's about. If
Interesting.
you find
Okay.
really super cool solutions that are
Mm-hmm.
sustainable, then you got to
And
share them,
scale
and you
with
got to make
them.
sure that
Yeah.
other people have access.
I'm totally interested in
I,
seeing this.
I, Marvel. I am totally in on this. Let me know.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll follow up with you on that. Because I mean, this is very important. And now that we're looking at so many other avenues, so many other ways we can be more sustainable, we're looking at options, different alternatives, right? Because I mean, we can't do a lot about consumerism. Like I said, it's a lot. We can't tell people not to buy, right? We can, but people will not want to buy, right? People always want to shop. People always want to shop, right? So there's little you can do about people's shopping behavior, but what you can do is provide sustainable options. So while they want
Yes.
to shop, they can then shop sustainable options. That's the way I look at it, right? It's not much that I can do because people naturally just want to shop new things every day, right? So let's just ensure that as people want to shop new things, what we're providing for them to shop are sustainable options. So yes, I mean that's why we all need, or we're interested in the sustainable materials, because we keep churning out designs and collections with the regular things. We might as well have the sustainable options, right? If we must churn out more outfits or more designs, more collections. Okay, great. So, Mafu, tell us
Yes.
about partnerships. How have you incorporated working with other people to increase the impact of your work in sustainability?
Okay. So thank you, Chama. So sustainability to me is mindful production and consumption. So in terms of like partnerships, we like partnerships like involves like two or more people coming together to achieve a
Mm-hmm.
sustainable goal. So and it's not something one person can do, like across the government
Mm-hmm.
to people to so we have worked with fabric dyers where we do not dye the fabric ourselves. We have like partners who we work with to dye our fabric, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we want to train and empower women, and we can't do that by ourselves a lot of times. So we partner with a particular organization to train and empower women, which is part of our goal, one of our like sustainability goals. And then these organizations train these women, and then they're back in the system. And then in this system, they're empowered and they are able to like grow, and it's just like leads to economic growth. So it's partnerships involves like everyone. It's a responsibility, and then also have to like in partnerships, like we always make sure that the people we work with are they are like we have a common vision and a common goal. So yeah, I'll say that's how. So in terms, so we partner with people in terms to like last mile to work with to like empower women, and also we partner with um artisanal communities, people in artisanal communities to train these artisans on the skills that we need them,
Mm-hmm.
that can also help
To
them
work
and
on,
that we
yeah.
also need in our organization. So yeah, I'll say that's how
Mm-hmm.
we've done partnerships so far. Also in terms of like the digital aspect of it, in terms of like our garment fabric cutting and 3D making of 3D rendering of our products, we've partnered with 3D designers that would render our products, especially like during at the crux of the pandemic where we're not
Yeah.
producing directly. So all of that, these are the ways we partnered. I mean, it's limitless how we can partner
Yeah.
as brands with people, and even the government. We can partner with government to, like you said earlier, to train more women so that they are more empowered, and then they can,
Mm-hmm.
in return, they can also like make things that can go back into like the economy. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah. I mean, it's we can't talk enough. I mean, we can't emphasize the importance of partnerships. You know,
Yes.
before you joined in, I'm not sure if you were listening on the the discussions. I was saying why exactly we are not pro partnerships. You know, even though it's changing a bit, just a little bit. But a lot more people need to understand the importance of partnerships and why we should actually partner with other people. And even in partnering with other people, we shouldn't even try to take the glory for everyone's work just because we want to be the champions. I'm hammering on this because it's such a pandemic, right? In Africa, people just want to be the champions and nobody else. Which is such a terrible thing, by the way. I don't want to mince words about it. It is terrible. You have to work with everybody, and everybody has to take the glory. You're not Jesus Christ. You're not saving the world by yourself, right? Everybody will work together to save the
No
world. So
man is
even
an
if I
island.
leave you, exactly. If I leave you alone, I say, okay, champion, save us, right? Solve the sustainability problems, do everything. You will not be able to do nothing, right?
Exactly.
And that's why this is critical. Um, right. So we will take a view from Dini. I really want to understand. So last year we're asking, we had someone, Monica from
Germany.
Düsseldorf. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Talk to us about the perception of African fashion in Europe. How do you guys perceive African fashion? Do you think is it wanted? Is it interesting? Is it something that we need to explore to have more available? What's the general perception of fashion from Africa?
I think for the moment, finally, Europe is looking further than the European borders. So
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming acknowledged that there is very interesting things happening in Africa, in the Middle East, in China, that there are really big hotspots which are not Eurocentral,
Mm-hmm.
and they're finally looking further. And I think this is great. I had
Mm-hmm.
students when I was teaching. I had students that were really engaged in their cultural heritage and finding new ways of expressing themselves. But mostly their goal was, because I was teaching, of course, in Europe, in Brussels. But one of their main goals
Oh.
was they wanted to go back where they were raised, and they wanted to change the fashion there, which I thought was very interesting. And I kept asking, why did you come to Europe to study? And they said they wanted the cultural exchange. So what they wanted was to really get a cultural feeling for what was happening here, and then take it back to integrate it in their work. And I think this is very interesting, and I think it's something that I would wish we see much more, because I think with all this talk about cultural appropriation, which I think is a terrible problem, I think there's also another side, which is you can have a curiosity for another culture, and in a very respectful way, stand your ground and really embody your own culture, with an understanding of the foreign culture that you went into, or that you joined. And I think in Europe, the perception is slowly changing. Of course, we're still very much looking at what's happening in London and in Paris, but we're very much aware that there are multiple things happening across the globe, and that it's I find it very interesting. I find it very exciting. But I also feel that around me, much more people are watching it. And we're all watching what's happening in Vogue India, and we're watching what's happening in Vogue Middle East, and like we're watching these things to figure out what is happening, and of course we also watch what is happening in the African continent, in the different countries, and yeah, so it's becoming more of a thing, but for a very long time it was regarded as something that was just yeah.
Wow, really? My goodness, African fashion. So you see, we have a lot of work to do. So my African people here, and I ask this question a lot because I need us to understand that there's a lot of work to do, right? You know, we're just very comfortable. We've done one or two, you know, international fashion shows, and you know, we're just really comfortable, or we're not really pushing. I know we don't have a lot of support, especially from the government. We don't have the infrastructure. We literally just provide everything for ourselves. But again, in the midst of all of that, we're very resilient, and I know that we can do more. So these conversations help me to pass the message to my people here that there's a lot we can do. A lot. I mean, the opportunities are a lot, right? So people from Europe, America, you know, in Asia and other parts of the world have not really seen, or are not really, you know,
not enough
buried in. Yeah, it's not enough. Buried in African fashion is not enough. So the way we have embodied, you know, fashion from the West is also the way we need to push out our own fashion, and this is very important, especially because our stories and our heritage, you know, it's really deep. It's deeper than anything I've seen. You know, to be honest, it's deeper than anything I've seen, and it's important that we recognize that and know that we have a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah.
I think in addition to this, there's a platform called Not Just a Label. And I think what they're doing is great, because they're really encouraging young designers. And so also graduate students, but from all over the globe, and they're offering them a sales platform. So if they select you, then your work will be presented on their platform, and it's a shopping platform, and people go crazy there. But what is nice is that they're representing young designers who really still make everything themselves, because they don't have the budget, they don't have the team, they don't have the manpower, they don't have the network yet. But they're making things, the craft they're employing is whatever they have at their disposition there. And so for me as a buyer, it's very easy to find some little designer somewhere on the other side of the globe making amazing necklaces, and I can purchase one. And so they're opening up the world, and they're making it into a very tiny shopping mall where I have a window on all these people doing amazing work from wherever they are based. And I think that is exactly like,
wow.
Then
yeah,
all of a sudden,
it's helping other people get out there. I mean, and there's a lot of other platforms like that. So I mean, we have a lot of platforms who are now, it doesn't even matter if you're from Africa, or you know, wherever it is you are, it's open to everyone. And it's really important for my people here in Africa to understand that these platforms are available for you to join, you know, and push out your products, and get your story out there. Thank you everyone that has joined. Thank you so much. We also have the Nigerian representative for Fashion Revolution Week here, Bomo. So she's here. She just joined us. So Bomo, thank you for joining us. We're talking about partnerships, creating partnerships for the to increase our impact in the industry. And we had Mafu. Mafu just left. I'm not sure what Instagram is on and about today. So Mr. Graham has called her off, but thankfully she's giving us, quite some information on partnerships and what she's doing with Pepper Room. So thank you everyone again. And we'll just ask, so if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments because we're pretty much rounding up. We have 10 minutes more to talk about, what other people can do. So Dini, maybe you can let us know, what do you think other, fashion entrepreneurs can do to be more sustainable? What are the things that they should look out for or they should incorporate into their, their business? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if in Nigeria there was such a big wave, but in Europe we Netflix released, I think it's now almost a month ago, they released Seaspiracy, this documentary about what the oceans, the state of the oceans is.
Incredibly eye-opening.
Yeah, totally eye-opening. And I think simultaneously to that we have all watched Cowspiracy, or most of us have. And I think, oh wait, there's a question. I would like to ask if you have a creative ways of dealing with waste. Oh, good question.
Oh. Okay.
But so my first advice was vegan. Like, I don't care if you use plastic, we can recycle that, or we can find ways of recycling that. But animal products, they create a lot of problems. So it's not because we eat them that we have to use their materials, because for the moment, the materials very often are worth more than the consumption part of it. So it's no longer the leftover waste of the animal. It's really, it's a product on its own, and it's creating a lot of problems. So that would be one thing. But about the question about the cutting waste, we've been making little dolls out of it, and we've been making little things, and we have instructions on how you can mend your garments. But yeah, so textile waste is notoriously complicated because you cannot just compost it and you cannot just recycle it. It's actually really complex, and there are only few facilities in the world that can do it. So what we do is we figure out if we can make smaller things out of it, or if we can repair it. I think repairing is always your first step, and then see if you can make something else out of it. And then when the little bits and pieces of fabric become too small, you can always think about kindergartens. They love it.
Okay, so something you can do as well for waste. So like I say, so there's so many people who are involved in so many other things in fashion. So there are people who are, who do crochet dolls as well. You don't have to be the person crocheting the doll. You don't have to leave your regular fashion business to start doing other things, doing small baby dresses if you're not into that. So you can find people who do all of that and donate your, tiny fabric wastes to them. You can also find, so there are people who recycle denim, who do a lot of things with denim. So if you have old denim, you can, put them all together and send them to whoever needs them, right? So this is my way of saying you don't have to do everything to be sustainable. We can increase the impact of this work by involving other people.
Yes.
Right, so they'll be happy as well to receive your denim. They'll be happy to receive your fabric waste. Find people around you, they're on Instagram, they're on Google. You can find them everywhere on the internet who are doing whatever it is that you want. You have leather, waste leather. You can find people who use waste leather. You can find people who recycle leather waste. Yeah. You can find people who use I don't know, anything that's your waste. You can find people who use them and package them and give it to whoever it is. That is if you cannot work with the waste, right? So instead of trying to do all of that and inconveniencing yourself and wasting more time, give it to people who are professionals. They will be able to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Someone asks, okay, so that's for Dini. How would a small upcoming business become more sustainable since it's capital intensive? That's really a problem, actually.
Yeah, I think the first thing you do is you try to keep your stock low. Don't produce things that people don't need. It's very important. Don't create waste or like stock. Really, if you can, work made to measure. If you work with a small supply chain, then try these things, because that means that the people that will buy your garment, they will really love it. Not because you personally sewed it, but because it comes from a short chain and it's really a story. There is storytelling behind it. And I think one of the other things is that it doesn't matter if you cannot be completely sustainable from the beginning. Start somewhere. It doesn't matter what you do. Any change is good. And I think the advantage you have as a small upcoming business is that you don't have a big machinery doing things the wrong way behind you. Like there's not a history of doing it in a way which is absolutely devastating for our planet. You have the opportunity to start fresh and to question your decisions, and you might not be able to do the most fantastic thing straight away, but you know that this is your goal, that this is what you're working towards. As we started, we were not got certified in the beginning, but we started small with only buying our fabrics organic, and then slowly we started manufacturing things with where the factory would be organic, and then finally we had the budget and the size that we also could become GOTS certified. So then the final product became certified. So slowly, but you keep your eye on the target. You know what your goal is, and you can communicate this to your customers. You can say, listen, we have a vision, and we want you to believe in this vision. We want you to understand that we're working towards this, but we need to gain momentum in order to get to our final goals. And
to the goal, yeah.
The goals move away from us all the time because we want to improve all the time, but it doesn't matter. And so you talk about this. So yeah, I think that would be my advice for small businesses.
Okay, great. So yeah, House of Dia, I hope you found that helpful. And to add to that, you don't have to, you don't have to do bogus things, I mean, of course, that'll be capital intensive. You don't have to do, big things from the start. I use myself as an example all the time. I didn't have all the money. I didn't start. In fact, like I'm not even big. Redbutton is still really a small fashion company. So, yeah. So you can start the way we started, and I started from my living room, and producing, small batches of 10, and of course more bespoke actually. So I had lots of bespoke orders before. I'm now even currently moving into ready to wear. Right. And it's also going to be in small batches because I really want to retain the story and, the sustainability of the brand, and not, mass produce. So you can start, small, and ensure that your story is still infused in, whatever it is that you do. So it doesn't have to be capital intensive from the start. All right.
I think one last thing to that is if you're starting,
yeah.
Be curious and ask questions. Learn. So so then you can make right decisions, because very often a small business or anybody, you didn't learn this in school, so you don't know. So you make mistakes, which is fine, but be curious and ask questions so that you learn along the way and you can improve your practices. I think that really adds to what you're saying, because that's how you expand your business, and how you redirect your business.
Yeah, exactly. What has also helped me is grants. I got quite a number of, opportunities. So you can apply for grants. The good thing about it is now a lot of companies, a lot of organizations are giving grants to startups. So you can apply for grants, apply for some accelerator programs that will help to increase your visibility. So I say it's not all the time money. Sometimes not all money that you need. Sometimes you need more visibility. You need partners who are not going to, require to pay some money, right? So you need this program sometimes to build your brand. That's not exactly money. So apply for some programs that can help you accelerate your business. And so that's about it. Yeah.
And joint purchases. Like if you have brands that that are in the same region as you, reach out and do a joint purchase, because if you buy fabric together, you will get a better price. And you have better negotiating powers. You can say, listen, we will all, because there are certain fabrics that are just staple fabrics. And what I will do with it will look very different than what you will do with it. And that's fine. That's great, because we're different companies and we have a different design view and everything. But maybe we can have a fabric together and it won't hurt us at all. But it will get us a better financial position, a better bargaining position. And I don't know if anybody who's watching is not completely into fashion, but thinking about a business strategy. In Europe, they launched a platform where fashion designers can find each other. So there will be a fabric on there. And if enough people want to buy it and they reach the minimum.
Which platform is that?
It's called Loom. Interloom.
Okay, Interloom.
And so if you join in, then when they reach the minima of the manufacturer, the fabric will be purchased, and then everybody gets like the 5 meter and the 20 meter and however many you need it, but for good competitive economic price. So when you're really small,
Interesting.
or you buy stock, so you go to another brand and you go, so what do you have left over from last season? I'll do something cool with it. You buy dead stock, or you look for people that will buy with you. These are
Right. I actually never heard of that before. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you so. That's quite an interesting platform.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Dini. Do you use this platform?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you see what we're talking about partnerships, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to buy all the rolls of the fabric by yourself, right? This is so, so important. So, so good. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dini.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome, Dia. Oh, Dini and Dia. Oh, House of Dia. Yeah. So let me know if you have any other questions. We're wrapping up now. Let me know if you have any last questions before we say our final goodbyes. Now, before we say our final goodbyes, if there are no more questions, thanks a lot, Dini. I was going to ask if there are opportunities in Europe or in exactly Belgium in the coming. I mean, I know there's a pandemic. Last year, I was part of the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Russia, but it was digital. So it was the digital showcase, and I showcased our collection on that platform. Where 5 of us selected from Africa, and since then I've seen so many other digital showcases, global showcases, and it's interesting because we don't have to fly around again. We don't have to prepare physical collections. It could just be rendered in 3D, and we can use that anytime. So the collections that were rendered in 2020 that are used for the digital showcase, they are not even real real made outfits, right? But it's a collection, it's a design that I can use anytime, and that's the beauty of digital. So yeah, I was wondering if there are any opportunities like that where you are, that African designers can plug into. Yeah.
I think for the moment, what we have lined up is we will be participating on the 15th of May, but this is really short-term notice. But that's going to be a platform in LA, because as you said, in the virtual world, there are no borders.
Yeah.
So you can participate anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
So we're going to be participating in an event organized by Fake, which is only for vegan brands. But if there is any brand out there which is completely vegan, you can join. And this will be a business to consumer. So you will have your own showcase, your booth online, where people can talk with you, like just as we're talking now, but you can also see the clothes. Like it's an online shop / live meeting spot, and there will be a museum part of it, and you can navigate it, and it's a completely virtual event. And it's one day, so people can go there. And if you're a brand, I think the plan is that they want to repeat the event every 2 or 3 months. So the first one now will be the 15th of May, and then they will see how it goes further. So it's from a Fake movement.
Okay, can I get the spelling? So for people out here, I'm trying to find opportunities for you to get more visibility internationally. So a lot of people ask me, and this is important for me because I have a lot of people and the mentees who are asking me, how do you get to do all these international shows, from Nigeria? So I like to bring this value to them as well. Okay, so you just put the comments there.
Yeah.
So not the Fake movement. You can plug into that. I mean, like Dini has said, it happens twice in 2 months intervals. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's not properly structured now, but we'll see how it goes. But ensure that you're plugging in, and to find out when they have more opportunities in the year. I mean, we're all for digital, and we're here for more visibility, more partnerships, more showcases, more business, more customers, more money, and more safe planet or a safer planet.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Dini. I don't think we have any more questions. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming. And we're supposed to end by 4 o'clock, but because we started even a bit late, we've taken extra 12 minutes. So thanks a lot, Dini, for taking time to come.
Thank you for hosting this.
Yes, I'm really happy. Thank you. I'm sure a lot more people will watch the replay. I'm going to save the replay, and people will watch and learn from this conversation. So again, thank you and congratulations on everything, including your book.
You too.
And
Great work.
regards to everyone in Belgium.
Will do.
Okay, dokie. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Welcome. I'm not sure how to cut this off now.
Life is exciting.
But, okay, I'll just rely on you to go off because I'm not sure how. Guys, pardon me. I'm not sure how this thing works. I don't know how to cut it off. I don't know. I can't see any button here. So
I can leave.
can you see? Yeah. So you can leave, but I can't take you out. Okay, great. Okay. Thank you everyone again. So it's time for our giveaway. If you're interested in the giveaway, I will be telling you how it's going to work. But if you're not interested in the giveaway, I will leave my dresses and give it to some other people. All right. So let me know if you're interested in my giveaway today. Thank you, everyone. And I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned one or two things from it. So now I want to do a quick giveaway. I have some dresses to give out, some dresses that's no longer in use. We made them, you know, they've been worn maybe once for photo shoots or fashion shows, you know, or they're really small sizes. Yeah. So let me know if you're interested in the giveaway and we'll have it. Otherwise, we'll call it a day and we'll do something else with our dresses. Let me know in the comments. Are you interested in the giveaway or not? Are you interested in my giveaway or not? Let me know. Helpful information. Yes, thank you, House of Deer. I am so glad that you found this helpful. And I mean, that's why we're doing this anyway. There's so many things we've been doing now, but I'm taking out time to do this once, you know, once in a while, maybe once in a year or twice in a year, to share more of this value. So I'm happy that you got value. Thank you. Sierra's box said interested. Who is interested in my giveaway? Who is interested in my giveaway? Who is interested in my giveaway? Zenny Leong. I'm sorry that I'm murdering this name. I'm sorry, but are you in Nigeria? If you're not in Nigeria, you may not be able to benefit from my giveaway. My giveaway is for people who are in Nigeria because I can't ship your dresses to another country, right? So let me know. House of Dia, you would love to get a dress made by you. House of Dia, you're already a fashion company now, right? So you have all the dresses in the world. Okay, so let me know if you're interested in my giveaway. I will start immediately. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. Okay, let me get my rack closer. So there's a rack here. I'm not in Nigeria, but I want to see the dresses only. Okay, great. So, of course, not our new collection. I'm not sure why I can't get this out. I'm trying to get it out. Okay, I'm trying to get the rack closer to me. Okay, so I have a few dresses here. So this one, let me see how I can do this now. So this one is a shift dress with some detail on the sleeve. All right, so the shift dress is really short, and then it has this detail, this hand-woven material from Ghana that's called kente, right? So it's just a shift dress for the beach or, you know, a casual, you know, evening outing with sneakers. And then I also have this skirt. This skirt is really beautiful. So it's a skater skirt. It's a skater skirt. You can wear it with a shirt, you know. It's really small. We use it for photo shoots and that was it. And then there's this blouse. this blouse is really beautiful. So it has three fabrics. There's velvet, there's lace, and it's really small. It's a size 8 as well. And then we have kimonos. We have um, culottes. So there are culottes, and then we have t-shirts. So these are t-shirts. Talk about sustainability, green champion. So you have to be a green champion to have this shirt. You have to be championing sustainability to have this shirt, right? So we just have a few things here and there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's beautiful. The skirt is really beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not my size. I wouldn't have been giving it away. It's not my size. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Zen. Thank you. Okay, a lot more. We have our collection is happening or is going to be released next month. We are moving into a new store, and thank you. I'm moving to a new store, and we'll be releasing our collection alongside that, right? So expect a lot from us in the month of May. We are coming back with so much, so much, so much. But let me show you something from our new collection so that you know. Okay. Let me show you something from a new collection. Actually, this shirt I'm wearing is from our new collection. And then it has coconut buttons, right? So you see the buttons on the shirt, they are coconut buttons, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is something from our new collection. Yeah. So these buttons are coconut buttons as well. And then we have the Ashoke panel. It's a hand-woven material here. We're not giving this away. These are samples of the new collection. We're just testing things out. Yeah, but everything will be ready by next month, and we will do a big launch. All right. Thank you. Sierra's, thank you. Lovely outfits. Coming to see your new collection. It's coming next month. Next month, we are almost ready. Almost. All right. So thank you, everyone. I'm really I'm happy that you all joined and you got value. Thank you. So I will be in the DM for maybe 10 minutes to attend to anyone that wants anything, or any of the dresses or any of the giveaways. And that'll be it for today and Fashion Revolution Week. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. God bless you, and do have a great week, great weekend, and week ahead. All right. Bye, everybody.